in a world crying out for a top 10 show. John Rocha and Matt Knost are here to bring you the top 10. Brought to you by the Schmoes Know. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Top 10 Show. What a week it has been. We've had so many responses to our last episode, the Ken Knapsack episode. Like, people were going crazy about the Star Wars stuff. You know, if you're listening to this, maybe you already saw Last Jedi this weekend. I imagine most of you who are listening to us who don't have children have gone to see it, and most of you do have kids. I guess you'll see it in 6 months. So it's just how it works with movies. I'm discovering this as a bunch of my friends have kids or multiple kids. Like, they rarely go to the theater, which is something that I really don't know if I could give up. Like, I have a hard time understanding how you can have a child and not find a couple hours to go over to the movie theater. Is it about being tired? Is it about, like, a number? Like, I just don't understand.
You know what? I was going to let you keep going. You were fired up from I haven't spoken. You didn't introduce yourself. I don't think you said. Did you say top 10 show?
Just say top 10 show. This is John Rocha.
Hi, I'm Matt Knost. You just settled into, basically, it sounds like an argument you've had in your head now for the past 3 hours or 2 days, off and on.
Try the last 10 years, man.
10 years?
Yeah, because I just don't get. I don't know if I could give up going to see movies as much as I would love my child. I'd still want to see the movies.
You just have to scale back. You can't, unless that's your only thing is like I go see movies. You don't have any other hobbies or something.
Right.
I'm not saying you couldn't do that plus other, but if you want to see as many movies as you're seeing now, that's kind of like your thing. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And whoever the spouse would be would have to know that going into it. Like, I'm not giving this up. I think they would understand.
Yeah.
You would just hope that they're not as an avid a fan, because that means then sitters all the time, and that gets pricey.
Oh, that's true. Or we could take turns.
Bullshit. Now, hold on. Now you're taking off? Mister, I can't give this up for kids, and now you're just going to let her go sometimes?
Yeah, and then I'll go sometimes, and then we'll just take turns.
Okay.
No?
I don't know. I don't have kids either.
I feel like I could take care of my kid on a Saturday afternoon when my wife goes to see a matinee show. And then she takes care of a Sunday when I go see a matinee show. But we'll probably never go see movies together, though, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Right? Do you see movies a lot with your wife? Like together?
I give her the slate of, here's everything I think I need to see in the next couple months. What do you want to see? The worst is when she was like, I want to see that, and that, which is great in theory.
Right.
But I can only maybe get her out to one movie a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, it's really every couple of weeks is probably her sweet spot. And in that meantime, I haven't seen 3 movies I need to see.
Right.
Just like I know I need to see this. I need to get off my ass. I've seen a few. It's nice. But yeah, you make compromises. Sometimes I choose a movie where I really want to see this other one, but I know she won't be into it as much, so I'll take another one I wanted to see anyway.
Yeah.
But then you're sacrificing. I might not be able to see that one in the theater. I gotta carve out special time for that. Yeah.
Well, and I think that happens in relationships with TV shows too. I mean, that was the thing, man. That was one of the things that was really frustrating for me in my relationship before. Was like, I had to wait to see certain TV shows and certain seasons of TV shows on Netflix or whatever. The DVR would be stacked with shit, and then it would just drive me insane that I couldn't just watch because, no, you got to wait for me. I was just like, it drive me insane.
Nah, my wife would only have a couple of those, and there are other ones where it's like, hey, if you get ahead of me, I'll catch up.
Oh, right on.
Like, before the next week, if we can't be there that night, we're both working or something.
Yeah.
You watch it whenever you can, I'll watch it whenever I can, and then the next week we'll be up to speed.
Right.
Because there are definitely times where it's just like I'm home and she's not, and she's home and I'm not.
Right.
So you're looking for shit to watch.
Yeah.
Plus, she knows she can start just about anything because she knows what I won't watch with her.
Yeah, she understands.
She loves everything set in 1940s, 50s, especially England.
Wow.
Like World War II, if there's period drama going on about the women like back home.
Oh, yeah.
She's all over that.
Okay.
There was one called Home Fires.
Yeah,
She loved that.
I know that one.
I saw a couple of those. It was
Yeah,
all right. It wasn't. I understood why she liked it.
Is that the one with the Irish or is this British?
I believe it was British. Once again,
Okay.
I don't think I saw a full episode. I saw like 2/3 of one,
Right.
a quarter of another one, a third of it. I just get home and it's on. So
Yeah.
I'll sit down with her on the couch and we'll just start watching whatever's
Sure,
on.
Sure. No, there was one that was, I think, Irish or Scottish that was about that, too.
She's watched it. Whatever it is, I can ask her.
I'm sure she
If you come up with enough descriptors, hey, what's the name of this show? Oh, that was, yeah.
Is she watching The Crown on Netflix?
She thought season 1 was okay.
Oh, she didn't like it.
She didn't dislike it as far as I know. She just didn't think it, there's so much TV.
Yeah.
Is it enough to come back to?
Right.
Maybe I will if I'm just like, it's slow right in that period when that's out.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I tore through it in 2 days.
I didn't see it. Once she told me, she's like, it's okay. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm good then.
Yeah, you gotta find it at the right time. I think sometimes you just gotta find certain things at the right time, and
Yeah.
if they don't appeal to you in that moment, then it's not gonna happen. You know, it's just the way it is with media.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's just so much. There are things that I gave up on after the pilot and be like, people tell me it's good, but I hated that pilot.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. There was 4 shows that came out within a week of each other.
Right.
And you were the one that I thought was the weakest out the gate. Stopped watching you. If it's really good, I'll go back to it. Like Americans.
Oh, the Americans,
I
right.
got bored with early on.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, we both stopped watching it. And then we heard, like, go back, trust me. And then we just skipped, I think, all of season 2 and then watched season 3. Caught up something like that. Skipped, like, most of one season.
If there's one person I did not think was going to make the transition from like teenage type shows, Carrie Russell was someone I really did not anticipate moving into something like this.
I didn't watch, what was it, Felicity?
Yeah, Felicity.
I didn't watch it. She was the girl with the hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was like a bunch. What was it? Felicity, Seventh Heaven, Providence, Gilmore Girls.
You could make up words.
Just,
Or like towns in Connecticut sounds like, whatever, just pick one. Brookhaven.
it's your Brookhaven. Why
Yeah.
not?
Oh, sure. Brookhaven. Yeah.
One Tree Hill.
Say
all
a
that shit.
small, basically all white WASP community. Yeah, that's
how it
come a
works.
lot from fucking television.
No, but like when I saw her in Mission Impossible 3, then I was like, oh man,
She's good.
she's good.
She's good.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, she has this gear. Mm-hmm. And so
You
it's,
believe she's menacing.
oh yeah. She's
Especially
fantastic.
as further on in seasons of Americans. You're like, this is a cold-hearted woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Respect, man. Respect. And apparently she does great work. She was the original Waitress. See that movie Waitress that now, God, who's that singer? Not Colby Calais, but the other one.
No clue.
She does the music for it. So it was on Broadway. When I was there in New York for Comic-Con, I saw the billboard. I forget her name. She writes that love song. I'm not going to write you a love song or whatever. Anyway, we're way off track. I want to say, when do they listen to this? Very close to Christmas. Happy almost Christmas. Happy
Yeah.
almost holidays.
We're less than a week from Christmas.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
now.
which is insane, man. The fucking year's almost over.
I know.
To the dad who just heard me cuss, I apologize in front of your child.
It's moved. I mean, it's the cliche. It moves so quick.
It really
Although
does.
now I'm so busy, like there's not enough time, like between now and basically Christmas itself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I still have so many things to accomplish in this time.
Yeah. It's maddening how all of a sudden you have to do all this shit right before the year ends. It's maddening.
You knew it was coming.
I guess.
He does it every year.
I guess.
Every year.
And this area is the worst area to be around, man, around Christmas. Where I live here near the Grove, man, people, it's just stacked with cars and traffic. I tried not to leave my house anytime during the last week before Christmas. I've experienced this twice now, staying here in L.A. during Christmas. Like, people go crazy to go to the Grove. And then after, like literally the 26th, it's a ghost town.
That's when it's the best to be in this town.
Oh, yes.
On a holiday, nobody lives here, so everybody leaves town. You're like, it's awesome. It takes 15 minutes to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Doesn't matter the time of day, too.
Yeah.
I've never been here, though, in L.A. Between Christmas and New Year's. I've always been out of town.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the best.
It's a ghost town.
I know.
It's the greatest.
Because, like, Thanksgiving's pretty sweet. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole weekend when you're around here, it's just like, where you want to go? You want to go get sushi at this one of our favorite spots in Santa Monica? No problem. 12 minutes. I'm there. It's awesome. I can only imagine what Christmas is like.
It's the greatest, man. Well, we're also gearing up to take on Team Action.
Coming up.
Rematch!
Coming up.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
It's going to be beautiful.
It's gonna be sweet.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to take those cocksuckers on. I can't wait. Those cocky little fucking pricks. You know what I mean? Just coming in with the bravado of just dumb luck.
Yeah.
Dumb luck, thinking it's divine providence.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's manifest destiny across the fucking schmo down. Go fuck yourselves, all right? You woke up on third, thought you hit a triple. Fuck off.
Right?
Yeah.
The young bucks coming in, swinging their dicks around, thinking they're bigger than us. And they got lucky, and now we got the terms that we wanted. Now, and I almost smiled when I saw their terms of like, oh, we would have to break up for a year. I was like, please.
Zippity doodah.
Please.
Give me that contract.
Knowledge versus knowledge.
Give me that contract.
It's not even a contest, man. It's not even a contest.
Did anybody ever call Thad on his Hawaiian shirts?
Everyone calls Thad on his Hawaiian shirts.
On that day, I believe he was wearing a Hawaiian shirts with Hawaiian shirts on it, like little mini Hawaiian shirts. I'm not kidding.
He really?
I believe so. And I appreciated the fact that you wear so much in Hawaiian shirts. I hope somebody got that as a gift and you're like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this.
Well, I did because I work with him now every day. Like those Hawaiian shirts just blend into themselves. I don't even notice patterns that are on the shirts. I just go, "That's a Hawaiian shirt." There's nothing I can do about that. It's just a Hawaiian shirt. I can't put it anywhere else but say Hawaiian shirt.
Man made a choice.
He really did.
Man made a choice. That's fine.
He leans into it because Thad's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah. It's the only way you can do it.
He's pretty anal retentive with those contracts. But other than that, he's a pretty cool dude. But the Team Action guys took over the intro for the All the Belts podcast. I don't know if you know this.
No, I do not.
I don't know if you heard this, but I heard it the other day because Aaliyah tweeted it out, and I was like, what the fuck? And those guys went on there, and they were talking so much shit about us, man, on the pod. So they made a stipulation, and this is the first you're hearing of this, Matt.
Yeah.
They made a stipulation that if they win, they get to record 4 separate intros for All the Belts podcast where they just bash us to pieces for every week. So I'm asking you, Matt Knost.
Oh, man.
What would be our stipulation on All the Belts podcast for them to do for 4 weeks in a row when we beat Team Action?
What we should have had in the contract, because that is, I will tip my cap to them. That's a great idea, but you need to push the boundaries of that. We should have put a stakes within the match.
Yeah.
The other gets to record. The winner gets to record the loser's show intro and gets to do that for how many ever episodes.
Damn.
Exactly. If it's 4 shows, do 4 separate ones and you just talk shit about them.
Oh my God.
You're about to listen to 2 pansies. These 2 assholes. Ba, 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 ba. It'd be great.
Welcome to the in-action movie anatomy. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk. What are you talking about now? Oh.
What we need to do is just we need to write our own contracts in the future.
Yes, agreed.
And have them sign it.
Right.
You know, come in armed with these are the demands that we want. Here it is in legalese.
Right.
There's a bunch of fine print that I don't understand either.
Right.
And I'd like you to sign that.
Because I got a feeling when we beat them, they're gonna want a rematch, like a rubber match. And then we will have the upper hand once we beat them. We'll be able to dictate terms. And that, I like your idea, coming in with our own contracts.
I think if we beat them, I think we dictate terms. I don't know why we have to give them a rubber match if we don't want to.
That's right.
Yeah. We hold the cards at that point.
We do.
Yeah.
And we're the former champs.
Now, if they make it close, they've got an argument.
Right.
Let's see if they make it close.
Let's see if they make it close.
Yeah. But we'll talk after the match and we'll determine where we're at.
Exactly. What would you want to do the stipulation for that? Like my suggestion that came up, like I was thinking about today, like the All the Belts podcast, they would have to talk about one of our matches that we won, a separate one for the next 4 weeks.
Who? Team Action?
No, the All the Belts podcast. That would be the exchange because we have to come up with a stipulation that counters their stipulation that they would record the intro. What could we?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
All right.
I realize you're in all that time of basically you asked a question and rephrased it.
Yeah.
You kept juggling balls.
I did,
hoping I'd come up with something.
That's all I do is.
And I'm basically just like I don't know. I really need to think about that because it'd have to be good.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to we take a bite of a good steak. You know what I mean? I want to savor it. I want to taste that juicy meat. It's like it's like butter practically melting on my mouth. This is awesome.
Oh, we gotta whip the shit out of those boys.
Yeah.
They have no idea what's coming. Because we got kind of in our heads in that last match. And we got
Not even. Not even.
It all fell apart. Because they got all those fucking favorable spins and everything like that.
Yeah. And also.
And we still almost had them.
I think I came in dead tired.
Yeah, you did. You were on 4 hours of sleep.
It was just like, you know what? Let's just get to this match.
Yeah.
Plus, with shooting schedules and whatnot, I had shot a lot of stuff over the course of, and after a while, I was just like, all right, I'm showing up for another shoot. Let's do this.
Yeah. But you're going to be refreshed and relaxed for spectacular.
Nice time off.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Go. I can't wait. All right. Anyway, so this week, because the holidays right around the corner, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, Matt and I were kicking around a bunch of ideas, and all of a sudden it hit us like a ton of bricks. We're like, hey, we haven't done a top 10 Christmas movies one.
No.
Like in so, I don't even remember if we did one. I'm sure we did one in the original.
We did one as
iteration.
Groups.
Us
versus Guilty Movie Pleasure.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when we went over to
AfterBuzz.
Yeah, was it AfterBuzz?
Yeah,
that we did it, or was it?
Because
it was AfterBuzz.
Right, because Ben and Josh back when they were hosting the show, Makuga and them, and Begley, and so we did it. That's right, we did that. I forgot that we did that.
We've never done
our own. Right. Well, here we go.
I know.
First time for everything.
Exactly.
I can't believe we were trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden it hit us. So, anyway, so that's what we're going to do this week. What did we want to hit on at the beginning of the show?
Oh, right before we get started, if you're a Patreon member, the shout out level $5 and above, you can log on to Patreon right now, and there's a special email address. Anybody that's 5 and above, and you can email us in a question for a future question of the question and answer show we're going to do, and get those in actually by the time they hear this, as soon as you can, because we're going to do an announcement on Thunderdome, and we did an announcement on Facebook and Twitter last week. But basically, we just need to get it. We've got enough now for a show. Yeah. Now it's just even more interesting questions.
Yeah.
So get those in, and that's it on the top. The show.
So go to www.patreon.com/the top 10 and donate or subscribe or become a patron. And if you're already a patron, $5 and above, then see the email and then send us a question, and don't send us like 40 questions, like one question per person. Like think of a good one and send
unless you think of 40 good ones.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm fine. 40
Well,
good ones.
if we could somehow space it out to where you're not dominating the show, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Unless we actually manually go through it, and that just seems like a lot of work. Anyway.
If it was Carl Reiner or Mel Brooks, I can accept 40 good questions from them, but no one else.
Okay.
I can't. Maybe Sorkin. Yes. Anyway. Yes, Matt.
So once we set a topic, John and I go our separate ways, and we show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Yeah. Pretty good considering the situation.
Yeah.
All right. So top
number
10
10?
Christmas movie. What's your number 10?
10. I'm coming around to it, and that's the reason it's 10.
Ooh.
It might fall off. I don't know. I'm still going back and forth with this one, which is Die Hard.
We're punting.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your number
9? My number 9 is The Ref.
Oh, that's not on my list. Go ahead. The Ref.
The Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey. Can't remember the actress.
Joan Davis?
I don't know.
I think
I do not know.
All right.
It's one of those. It's hard for me to place her in other things. I know she's been in stuff that I've seen.
She has.
But it's like I know you, but I can never remember her name.
Yeah, it's not Hope Davis. It's Joan.
No, it's not Hope Davis. I know that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's Joan Davis or not.
No, I don't think
I'd
it's
have
Joan
to see it. Like I'd have to IMDb it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So good film.
Yeah, it's a fun film. Dennis Leary. It's like kind of one of the first times where you saw him act a role, so to speak. Like he really brought that character to life, and made it somehow a despicable character kind of likable. And you're rooting for him because ultimately these other people are going through much worse in life, and he's just a thief.
Right.
That seems to be his main shortcoming. It's not a good one. We all have our flaws, but he seems like a pretty decent person, the outside of, especially compared to these people.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey and his wife their marriage is being, torn asunder between the two of them, and his overbearing mother, and the interplay with just that family, and I think his older brother's kind of. The mom dotes on him more just because he doesn't seem dumber, but he falls in line with whatever she wants, hook, line, and sinker. So she likes him more because of that. And just like, I like the dynamic within the family and then the fun that Leary brings in by basically holding them hostage. And it's a nice little caper film on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a decent little small town kind of story.
Right.
It's fun. It's entertaining. And I like it. I watch it if I watch it, it's around Christmas time.
Does it have like a message at the end about Christmas?
That's an interesting. Yeah, perhaps that family comes
Okay.
Above all else, like if you
Well, of
can't
course.
realize that on this day of all days.
It's not the Godfather. On this day of all days,
exactly.
I want to,
I do this favor for you.
may your first child be a masculine child. All right. What's your next?
My next is probably a punt.
Oh,
Love Actually.
it is a massive punt. Of
All
course it is. You know I'm a softie.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
right.
fine.
All right.
Then now we're down to you.
Oh, are we? Okay, so then my number 10 is something that came out last year or a year before, the night before,
Okay.
which I really, really fucking enjoyed. I cannot believe how much I enjoyed it so much that I put it on my list. Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. They're these three guys who get back together. They celebrate Christmas every year, but like Anthony Mackie's become like a professional football player now. Seth Rogen is married to the girl who was in Jump Street 29, 22. What is it? 21 22 Jump Street. The blonde girl. She's in Workaholics. That girl.
Yeah.
That actress. And so he's married to her. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like, he's kind of like his life's kind of fallen apart in this time. And he's the one that everyone thought was going to make it, but he hasn't quite made it. And so he's kind of trying to figure out his life. And his ex-girlfriend, Lizzie Kaplan, is kind of he runs into her, and it just sparks this idea of like getting back together with her. And so it's just a great fucking film. And they get high as hell, and they take these drugs, and they go on these like insane night of trying to figure out how to like negotiate Christmas and the holidays, and then carry on this tradition of wearing the Christmas sweaters, and then like and putting their friendship back together. Because you find out Anthony Mackie's like taking steroids and shit, HGH, to try to stay in the league.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, and also, so they explore this kind of more mature subject material, but also they have that kind of cliche thing where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's trying to get Lizzie Kaplan back, and he tries to like do this kind of stuff with her, and then of course they bring in a pop singer who just happens to be there singing a song. And then Michael Shannon plays this fucking awesome drug dealer called Mr. Green, and they always have to like run into him to get their weed, and so he meets him in strange places. So the whole thing just happens over a one night, and it's just incredibly funny and actually surprisingly sweet, because if you have a couple of friends that you like hang around with or pal around with, it is that thing that eventually happens where like you kind of like branch out, and one starts to become more of another thing, and you start to spend less time with each other, and you feel these traditions, but the traditions you're not kind of in that place anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's about them kind of figuring back out how to become friends again through that old tradition. So it's a cool little film. So, all right, then my number 9 is also one of my damn personal guilty pleasure favorites for Christmas, and that is Just Friends, the Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love this movie so fun. I can't explain it. Cannot explain it. But it is one that I always put on my Christmas rotation.
Like, I kind of get it. Because if you really like the characters,
I do.
it's pure sap.
What?
Between the two of them and like the reminiscing, and sap in that it's a gut punch to that specific region of your emotions.
Yeah.
So it kind of, I don't know, sap probably was the wrong word.
Yeah.
But if you fall for it hook, line, and sinker, I could see where that movie, it gets you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It just, when I saw it, I was like, oh, no.
Oh, man, this did it for me like crazy, because Anna Faris is crazy nuts, and she's essentially playing Britney Spears. And Amy Smart is in there playing like his ex-friend, Ryan Reynolds' ex-friend, because Ryan Reynolds is like this fat kid in high school who gets made fun of at the beginning of the movie. And then
But he pines over
Amy Smart, right?
Yeah.
Who's like a cheerleader. And she's friends with him for a long time through high school, but then he can't quite tell her how he feels about her. Then he gets embarrassed by the football players, and so he leaves this party. And then he it's years later, he's lost all this weight. Now he's this like good-looking dude who's a music executive in Hollywood, and he's escorting Anna Faris back to some concert, and the plane just happens to have malfunction because she wanted to microwave something in tin foil, and it causes the plane to go down. And so,
I do not remember that part of the movie.
yeah, and then they end up in his old town.
I remember
happen in
that.
his old town. So then he has to revisit like all the people he knew in high school. His best friend from high school is a dentist now, and
their notions of them and where you thought their life would be, and exactly,
right.
and the piety which they look down upon you is now completely removed.
yeah,
I get it.
And then
I'm telling you,
Chris
yes.
Klein comes in as this nutty kind of X factor in this whole thing. So to me, it just makes me laugh from back to front. And he has this weird relationship with his brother who's constantly beating him up. So to me, it's just one that I always go back to at Christmas, and I love it to pieces. I can't explain it.
Happy for you?
It just does it for me.
Maybe you're the one with the Ryan Reynolds thing. You know what I mean? There are some things I say no to with that man. That happens to be one of them.
You're crazy. So then my number 8 is Lethal Weapon.
See, do you think of that as a Christmas movie?
I do.
See, I do not.
It happens all during
Christmas. It does. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have the big fight.
Do you want me to take it off? I'll take it off.
No. That like a few of these. That's why Die Hard is 10 for me, and it come up late. It's like it. I agree with every argument that you're saying.
Yes.
And of those two, at least Die Hard to me has more of a Christmas. This Christmas Eve, like it's all one night. It's like they add it adds up enough. Look, I'm never going to fight you having Lethal Weapon on any list. So you're right to have it on there. I just like it wasn't enough Christmas for me.
Maybe I should take it off then.
It's fine, dude. It's your list, dude.
No.
I love
You know
Lethal
what?
Weapon. It's awesome. It's one of the best action
It is.
movies. Mel Gibson. We've talked about it before. I wish he hadn't gone Looney Tunes.
But you're right. Maybe it's not a Christmas movie 100% like Die Hard is. All right, I'll take it off. I'll take it. So then my number 8 would be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
So that's called a punt, my friend. That's called a punt.
Okay.
Jesus, it's like you insult me.
What's your number 7?
7 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's not. It wasn't for theatrically released.
See, this is where, because we had this discussion between you and I.
We have said this.
I don't care.
Oh, God damn. It's our show. How can you not care that we don't agree on the basic premise of our show?
Because when it comes to Christmas, this is a Christmas movie to me. When I was a kid and you said Christmas movie, this was one that counted for me, so it still counts.
It's not a Christmas special, 1 hour Christmas special.
Doesn't matter. I thought of it because I was a dumb kid. If it goes that long, it's a movie.
Okay.
So that was a Christmas movie to me, and I watched it every year.
All right.
I love this. It's Yukon
Brother,
Cornelius.
it's your
He
list.
throws the pickaxe up.
Oh, I love this. Of course.
It's the, what is that, Rankin Bass?
Yeah, Rankin Bass.
Yeah, just make it. It's so bad. It's awesome.
The Island of
It is
Misfit Toys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Isn't that Rudolph? That's Island of Misfit Toys?
I start to get them confused after a while. I know Yukon Cornelius
Yukon, yeah.
is in Rudolph.
So isn't the big Yeti snowman or whatever?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So then it's
But
Island
then
of
is
Misfit
Heat
Toys.
Miser. Heat Miser's not in.
That's Year Without Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
Oh, dude, I love that.
I love those movies.
Do you know how many times I try to find that in karaoke? I can't find that song in karaoke.
Really?
I want to do that song in karaoke.
That's a great karaoke song. That's
of course
a good call.
it is. If you get a duet, that's a perfect song.
I've never done karaoke.
What?
No.
Matt Knost.
I stopped drinking once that I started going to bars that did that. Yeah. A year before, you would have caught me doing it. I just stopped drinking, and then I was.
So then you have done karaoke.
No, I've never done it.
Oh, so you've been in a. Oh, I see.
I've been at bars where it's going on like once or twice, but it's not something any of my group of friends ever wanted to do. And then I moved to L.A. and I'd already stopped drinking, and it was something that I actually, as a sober guy, ended up a couple times.
Right. In a bar with it happening, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah. And it was just like, wow. And I had friends that went through phases of like, yeah, karaoke's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all I do for my birthdays, karaoke every year.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your song?
There's like 5, so I can't really. No,
What
okay.
the people don't know at home is you got a little head waggle, a little mini 360. You did a full 360 with the head, but you stayed at pretty like centrally located between the shoulders. The shoulder didn't shimmy much.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so my number 1 song is "America" by Neil Diamond. That's the one I do.
Okay.
I fucking love that song.
What's your 2?
It was Billy Joel, Piano Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like the most cliched one.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I just don't know shit about karaoke, and that seems like that had to be
Yeah.
like that or American Pie have to be the two most
true.
oversung.
Or Sweet Caroline.
Sweet
is
Caroline,
yeah.
yeah. Just like yeah. Anything that's sung at a baseball game. You know what I mean?
They fucking ruined it.
What
Those
Journey
Red Sox
songs
fans.
do they do with the Giants?
Don't Stop Believing?
Don't Stop
No.
Believing.
Or is it Lights in the City or something like that? Or
What, Wheels in the Sky?
Wheels in the Sky, I think
No,
it is.
no.
Or When the Lights Go Down in the City.
No, it's the one with the just a small town boy.
Yeah, that's Don't Stop Believing then.
yeah.
That is the Giants. All right,
Living
fair.
alone there. It's a great song.
Yeah. You just did karaoke right now. Good job. Good job, bud.
Where was it? You ever seen like memes where people scream cat And then it's just like it's like Black Twitter or something like that.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
see,
yeah.
and I saw one just like, I hope I get as lit today as when I see white people listen to like The Journey or something along those lines. And I was just like, you know what? That is kind of a universal. It's tough to find somebody that doesn't go, even if they don't like Journey, they go,
Yeah.
it's still a good song.
Yeah. I saw a GIF the other day. It was this dude, like a white dude flipping out and he bends over. Like, how can you say this? Not you bend over from the waist, but he bends over backwards, right? And a lightning bolt hits him as he's bending over backwards in the GIF, and it says, white people when Mr. Brightside comes on. White people's reaction when Mr. Brightside comes on. And I lost it, dude. I lost it when I saw that because it's fucking true. No, my other song, I don't know. My other song is Jay Giles' Centerfold. I fucking love that song.
Wow. You got a specific pocket with that one. Angel in a centerfold, my love grows cold.
People join in, they start clapping. That's great, dude.
Oh,
I
man.
love that song.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I love that
I
song.
know every word to it. I am not a fan.
No, really?
Not a
Oh,
fan.
I think it's great.
No. Well, it comes from living for enough years in the Midwest
Oh, yeah.
that, like in Peoria, where I went to high school,
Yeah.
it's two non-country rock stations, and they basically have the same exact playlist. So I've heard every Foreigner, Bad Company.
Fair.
Like, I can't stand
Golden
Rush
Earring.
because of Tom Sawyer.
What?
Trust me,
Tom Sawyer's the greatest fucking song
Neil
ever made.
Peart, I could listen to him drum all day long. But the problem is, I've heard Tom Sawyer so many times that I can't hear Geddy Lee's voice anymore. I don't care how good the song is. Today is Tom Sawyer, mean pie.
That's the song, man.
Yeah, but I've heard that song. Oh, I would say honestly, in somewhere in the thousands, somewhere in the like legitimate conservative estimate, somewhere in the thousands.
Right.
And I don't own the albums.
Kids, this was what life was like before Sirius XM came along.
Yeah,
It
you got
was
stuck
literally
with
2 stations.
that, and then I had my my book of how many ever CDs,
compact disc.
Yeah, it started small, it grew over time. And then you carry that around, or you're stuck with the radio. Welcome to hell.
Yeah. And people would judge you, man. People would open up your CD cases when they get in your car. Like, new friends would go in and open, what do you got in there? And they start judging.
Dude, I kept a couple CDs in there just to like keep cred.
Yeah.
I knew that everybody loved it, and I was just like, I'll put it in there. Still an insecure high school kid.
That's right.
Like, I don't want it. Why don't you have this? It's fucking in there. I'm not a fan. I don't ever listen to it.
For those about to rock, we salute you. I put it in there, damn it.
Oh, are you kidding me? You don't like AC/DC?
I know they don't like it.
Oh, their double live is awesome.
Oh, my God.
It's so awesome.
I love it. I love Back in Black.
Back in Black's an amazing
I love
album.
AC/DC. I just don't like everything from AC/DC.
Oh, I can listen to it all day long.
Yeah, I know. Thunderstruck's good. I love Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck's
That's a
awesome.
kick-ass fucking song. All right, so yeah, Rudolph is great. It's a good little film, and I it's,
Dismiss it entirely. Rudolph is awesome. Rudolph is the encapsulation of when I started gearing up for Christmas every year, and the month of December seemed like it lasts 6 months.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that I looked forward to. Any of these rank and bass, but this was my favorite of the two.
Right.
And it's just the encapsulation of my childhood Christmas love of this season. It caters to me as a kid, and I love every second of it. You know what I mean? I get really fun movies. I get presents for no reason.
Yeah.
As long as I'm nice, everybody else seems to be in a better mood.
Right.
It's just like it's
That's
a
always
happier
good.
time of year. Yeah. So I always liked Christmas.
All right, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is a Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it didn't make my list.
Didn't make your list?
Yeah. You talk about it because you put it on your list. Before I have my feelings
But
heard.
Just Friends definitely should make that list.
What
baby.
can I tell you, man?
Nightmare-
These are our personal lists, right?
It is. It makes my list because it's tougher for a newer movie to crack.
Okay.
Because to me, Christmas is very nostalgic. Like,
Yeah.
it's of an earlier time of my life. So the movies that I saw them have more of an influence over. And Nightmare is so atypical from all the rest of that. By the time I saw it came out when I was in high school.
Yeah.
There are so many people listening to us going, oh, wow, really? I watched that when I was, I had that on DVD from whenever time I wanted it to or streaming.
Right.
Like, yeah, unfortunately, I'm older than you. I remember they had a giveaway, I think it was at Burger King, and you'd get like these shitty little watches, but they were all Nightmare Before Christmas themed.
Watches? Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like the band was that plasticky nylon stuff, and the top had some sort of image, and there was like 4 different versions, and
Holy
the straps
shit.
had different stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, there was a couple kids in my high school that had, a few different ones. They loved the movie that much. Hey, they were also goth kind of emo kids. That's fine. That's fine. But it's a Christmas from a different perspective. I like the idea that this character wants something more of his life instead of, deciding like, maybe I just need to make more of the world that I'm from and be more accepting of who I am as opposed to striving for something that I'm not.
Yeah.
And trying to change myself. It's good to have the adventure, but if you're trying to delude yourself as to what your purpose is or who you are, then ultimately it's just have fun on the detour, but you're going to recorrect.
Yeah.
Or you should, at least.
Yeah.
But I like it. I think it's a great addition to the kind of Christmas canon. It brings in a different season, and it marries them really beautifully together. And it gives the mystique of both. The idea of Christmas and like a little kid opening up and there's a shrunken head.
Yeah.
He turns around to Joseph's parents and they shriek. But the build up to that is now the creepiness of the world. The all Halloween world has crept into an entirely different universe kind of thing.
Right.
And I love the imagery of like just doors and a forest, and you're going up and this way to Easter and this way to this holiday, and you're like, oh, that's fun. Does it go beyond that? And then secondary holidays are then like 15 yards, 20 yards behind those.
Yeah.
There's like 8 doors there now. And you go like, you just keeps going exponentially. 16 meters after that, and there's another set of, whatever. Yeah, but anyway, so overall, like, it was interesting to see the Tim Burton in Christmas. Mm-hmm. And it's just a fun movie populated by a bunch of fun, unique, interesting, compelling characters, and they tell a good story.
It's interesting because it says it's Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yet Tim did not direct it.
No, it's his aesthetic.
Yeah, it really is. You're right. This is one that I have really tried to develop a love for, but there's just something about it that I don't like 100% gravitate to, and I think it's Skellington. And I know people love to have his images and do that, but like he's kind of a selfish son of a bitch. And so for me, it bothers me as I'm watching the movie that this guy is like forcing all these people to do this stuff. He's taking advantage of the power he wields in that community to force all those people to do this Christmas stuff for his own desire to figure this out. Like he gives no fucks about their feelings, about their constructed way of life. He just wants what he wants, and it takes Sally finally like breaking him of this stuff when Mr. Oogie Boogie Man shows up, which is great, by the way. It's my favorite sequence in the movie. To finally break him of this like desire to do this at all costs type of thing. But that's what it is. I like the protagonist. The protagonist is unlikable. It's really tough for me to enjoy the movie.
I think it's just the hubris of he's been crushing Halloween for so long,
he really has.
And they all adore him, and he just goes as successful people do. Well, of course I can do this other thing,
right?
And he goes to do that with the best of intentions, and he's just like It's not like he's being an asshole in this. He doesn't believe it's ego-driven, I don't think, from the character's perspective.
Not from his perspective, no, of course not.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's helping them as well.
Right.
This is going to be something amazing, and you guys should help me pull this off.
Right.
We're all going to love it. But it just made me think of when you brought up Sally, the guy that created her, Frankenstein, although he's a monster in of itself. The voice acting on that. It's such a creepy. It fits the character. They did that really well too. Was matching the voice to the characters themselves.
Yes.
I'm also a fan of stop motion.
Yeah. Oh no.
In the amount of time and care and years it takes to build one of these entirely, just frame by frame. Mm-hmm. Shooting a frame takes half of, if not all of a day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you did this for how long to make this movie? I love it every time.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I love that animation as well. And there's a lot to push about the movie, support about the movie. But yeah, for some reason, man, I just don't. I'm like, every year we go and I fall asleep at the El Cap. I fall asleep like always in the last, not the last part of but always like right that middle 20 minutes I fall asleep because it just gets boring to me.
Okay.
And so unfortunately I can't love it as much as everybody else. And it frustrates me because I want to, because people are like super obsessed with that film.
Yeah, but people are obviously have it higher on their list.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. So my number 7 then is A Christmas Carol from 1951, the one with Alastair Sim.
We'll punt.
Ooh.
Not that one, but I have one. So
we'll just combine them? Fair.
It's the same. We could do it twice, but...
All right, then my number 6 is A Christmas Story.
Oh, my motherfucker. It's on the side list, and I forgot to write it over. Okay, that's fine. Wherever places is where places.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. I know it's number 6. People are probably upset that it's not my top 5, but it's an enjoyable film.
It probably would have made my 5.
Yeah? All right.
I think so, my 5.
Well, it's an enjoyable film, and of course, it's a legendary film because TNT or TBS runs it like 24 hours a day over Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet film. Peter Billingsley's fantastic as the kid. I forget the now offhand. Darren McGavin, I think, is who plays the dad.
Oh, the role they offered Nicholson?
Oh, God.
He was the original Ask.
I'm very glad he didn't do that.
That's at least what I've read, and I was like, wow, that is a weird movie.
That's a whole other movie, man.
That is a weird movie.
Yeah. I think Melora Hardin or Melora Walters plays the mom.
Okay.
And I think she was the same mom in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or maybe I'm confused about that. But either way, the film has so much about it that's so enjoyable. You know, that time, you know, that they take a Norman Rockwell painting and they kind of look behind it and see what's really
the
there.
real day-to-day.
Yeah, the real day-to-day, you know, of what they get. And then, you know, the bully with Scott Farkas and all that kind of stuff. But it's just a great story about a kid who's just trying to, like, enjoy Christmas and love Christmas. And all this other shit is it's happening in his life. It's a very transitional year where this kid like grows up a more in 1 year than maybe he'd grown up in any other year before. So much has happened to him, and then Christmas is part of it as well, obviously, and everything was driven from that. And the voiceover, that guy who does the voiceover, incredible. Just incredible, because you can hear his excitement and his exuberance and the things he's getting away with and all of that. It's so great.
Brings to life certain sequences, like when the robbers come. He's got when he's visualizing himself as the cowboy there to catch the bandits and whatnot. The voiceover sells the fun and the inventiveness of the child's imagination.
Yes,
like he builds the perilous moments, and he does it really well with the narration is excellent in it. It's one of those of. I didn't watch it much as a young kid, and then like once I got TBS, and then it was just on.
Yeah, it really was
for that full day, and I was like, "Wow, it's beloved that much." And now I've seen enough to where I'd be like, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah,
like I saw it as a kid, but it didn't have that, and now to know that it had that resonance, like I can't remember what age I was when they started doing that.
Yeah,
I want to say it was early 90s.
Yeah, I want to say that too. Early 90s,
mid-90s, something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was just on a loop.
Yeah. So from there, just like, well, if it's going to be on every year, I tune in now. If it's on, be like, oh, I'll put that on.
Yeah.
I have no problem. And I don't even care if it runs in the background for like 7 hours.
No, because you know it. Yeah, because you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's comfort food.
And it's very funny, man. I mean, like, there's so many funny sequences, especially that end when they go to the Chinese restaurant and they cut the duck's head off, like, right in front of them. I mean, just all of it's just brilliant.
I love the... He's pissed that everybody's, you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
And then guess what, kid? You're a dumb kid. That's why everybody said you're going to shoot your eye out, because the probability of anybody doing this to themselves is a kid. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's all kids.
Right.
No kid that young should have a BB gun. It's nothing against you. You could be the best kid ever. I still don't believe you as a child should have a BB gun.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, especially because kids are also, like, I knew kids that definitely shouldn't have them. They'd shoot at animals and stuff like that, and you're like, as a kid, you don't think much of it. Now, as an adult looking back, it's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you harassing the squirrels? You know what I mean?
Squirrels.
They're just trying to get a nut. They're just trying to live. Just let them be. Look at them running around bushy tail. It's fun.
Right.
But a kid's like, I'll shoot at that. Like, it's just stupidity.
I also think it's a universal film, like, in terms of, like, we've all had that experience with our fathers.
Yeah.
First time we heard them cuss. We all have experience with our dads who think they know how to fix everything, they know how to do everything, and what that leads to. And then, you've had that mom. And there's so many out of nowhere funny sequences. The tongue on the pole.
Mm-hmm. The kid, the guy that went on to do porn, you mean?
Yes, that guy who I saw the other night at Tommy Nolan's in the Valley. I saw him in the Valley hanging out with two of these like women who look like they did porn. So,
well, you are in the Valley.
Yeah, I am in the Valley. So, and also the sequence where the mom calls the other mom because Ralphie's been cussing and he tells him where he heard the words. Oh man, just hearing that poor kid who gets smacked around for no reason. Like, he has no idea why he's getting beat
Guilt
up.
by association.
Yeah. He's just, why, Mom? Why? Oh, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it was a different time. Like, you did beat your kid.
That's right.
In the day.
Back in the old days.
That was a proven child rearing remedy that had been around since kids have been around. I'll smack them around a little bit, and they'll learn that lesson.
Well, that's what drives me nuts when people start complaining online about millennials. They're just like, oh, they're so pampered, they're so privileged. You know how they got that way, motherfuckers? Because you all went and did kumbaya on raising kids. Y'all went around and held hands and said we should be talking to our kids and hearing them out and letting them speak their truths and giving them voices to speak and blah, blah, blah. This is what the books say. We shouldn't spank them. We shouldn't do this. And you know what? You get pampered, privileged kids who think the world owes them a living. And so don't come crying to me now because you went and raised your kids the way you raised them. I don't want to hear it. Take responsibility, man. It ain't the kids coming out of the womb going, fuck it, with a martini glass and a cigar going, fuck it, world, give it to me. Like, no, they're trained to be this way.
I think it's the same.
I got a lot of bones to pick tonight.
Same song and dance, different generation.
Sure.
Every generation's older bitches about the younger one.
Oh, true. Very true.
I saw someone screen cap something online where a school teacher on the transition from when everybody had a small chalkboard.
Yeah.
So what is that, late 1800s, maybe early 1900s, to all students now had pencil and paper, no matter how rudimentary that was, bitching about how much paper these kids are using and it's going to make them lazy. Writing this much and all this stuff as opposed to having to be engaged with the chalkboard and him up at the front and stuff like that. And you're like, oh my God, this is awesome. We have actual printed proof. It doesn't even make sense looking back on it. Being like, you are an idiot. You are a fucking idiot. How can someone using pencil and paper be a detriment to the child's education, evolution as an individual?
Right.
And how is it a shortcoming of that generation? And I was like, oh, that's great. Now, I do agree on some of it because, look, there's some kids that need to be slapped.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had a mouth. And guess what? He is a respectful, successful individual because every once and again, his mom would just be like a little pep.
Yeah.
Just like, no, you're not getting away with. I don't know that his dad ever hit him either. I think it was the mom was the only one.
Right.
But at the same time, I grew up around a lot of Italians, so sometimes the mom can be worse than the dad.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You got to work some shit out.
Yeah, exactly.
Ass.
That's right. They got fiery tempers. They're good people. They're a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. I like living there.
All right. So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Home Alone.
Okay. Yeah.
Not on your list?
Not on my list.
See, I think that's where Christmas Story would slot in. That'd go down. I think I'd bump Ref and still keep Die Hard at my 10.
Yeah.
But I'm an idiot.
I respect Home. No, you're not. I respect Home Alone being on your list, man.
No, it's not that. It's just I forgot A Christmas Story.
Right.
Home Alone, I saw it at Christmas.
Yeah.
So it instantly just became, and it's all entirely, encapsulated around Christmas and Christmas holiday kind of thing. And what as a kid, you get some time off from school. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of winter, and I get to hang out with my presents and my buddies, and we go do stuff, and it's awesome. I have what'd you get as a kid? I got 10 days.
Probably. That sounds
something like
about
that.
right. Yeah.
Get off 22nd, go back 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what they get now.
I don't know either, man. I don't have kids.
Yeah, but me either. But at the same time, we do know enough people with kids. You think you hear that, we're doing this.
True.
Although I didn't have a fall break. That seems to be big now.
Fall break? What do you mean?
Instead of spring break, now they also have a fall break.
What, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have
I've heard
that.
a lot of schools doing that. A lot of nephews, nieces, cousins, stuff like that.
You'd have the
fall
summer
this
break and the spring break, but I never had the summer break. Or fall break.
Fall break, yeah,
I
me
never
either.
had Fall break.
We just got back.
Once
we
again,
get a break?
Once again, pampered kids, man.
Yeah. Well, to each their own.
That's right.
Anyway, Home Alone. It's a great little what if movie. What if my family wasn't here and I had to deal with the agitation of they all get onto a plane, and they don't realize it until Catherine O'Hara, halfway to Paris, realizes on the plane. I don't know how far they are at that point. She just screams out Kevin, but he's already been home for a while on his own. It's just this little kid kind of surviving.
Right.
And the world was a scary place before, and now that he's actually, instead of being afraid of, gotten outside of his comfort zone and grown a little bit.
Yeah.
Pushed himself, and eventually, ultimately, stood up to all those guys, but meeting his neighbor who he was afraid of, that the lore of that neighbor had been built up. And I had a neighbor like that, not an old man, but there was a family, and you could make up any story you wanted to about that family. And as kids, we would have believed it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, the Sutherlands. Okay, what else do they do? And it's just like they had 5 or 6 boys. And 3 of those boys were notorious. They get into as much trouble as they possibly can, kind of thing.
Right.
So anyway, as Kevin kind of grows up and matures. Like when he comes back, he also appreciates what he had lost.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end, like the Christmas is a great time to remind how much family does mean to you.
Yeah.
But also like how that should carry on. We should try and live like that and appreciate what we have around us at all times, and not be, so forgetful and ungrateful about what we have.
Yeah.
And I love all the like Rube Goldberg little booby traps that he sets up all over there. What's not to love about that?
Yeah. That's
kids like shenanigans that would never work in the real world. And actually a few of them would have severely injured the Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
Severely injured. But it's just like, so from then on, whenever that came out, I want to say like 94. That's my guess.
That sounds about right.
Somewhere in that ballpark. I think I've seen it at least every other year.
Wow.
Maybe every, like worst case, every 3, like, every other year, and then one time it's a third year, and then it goes back to every other kind of year.
Right.
So I don't know. I've seen it like 10 times now.
Yeah. It's a fun, sweet film, man. And it's not one that I gravitate to, which is why I didn't put it on my list. Not one that I run to put on. I think it's from a certain generation.
I was young enough when I saw it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I was a little bit older than him, but at the same time, like it was still fun. I could still put myself in the shoes of that character.
Yeah, I think I was a teenager when I saw it, and so for me it was like, oh, okay, this is a funny little movie about a kid, and Macaulay Culkin's fantastic. Sure. Pesci and Daniel Stern are great, and the whole sequence of the whole storyline rather of him and the old man, and then the scene in the church when you find out this thing where he's estranged from his daughter, and
and he just wants to meet hang out with his granddaughter.
And it's very sweet when stuff comes to fruition like it does at the end of the movie. It's incredibly sweet.
Yeah.
So, and then he fights off Stern and Pesci, which is really funny and all that kind of jazz. But it's more of a madcap, quirky little adventure. Well, I wouldn't say adventure, but madcap kind of quirky little film.
Yeah.
That does it. And so it's. The only reason is just because it's just I think I just didn't see it when I was young enough to really put it in my rotation in my mind and give me memories of seeing this as a kid and enjoying it as a kid. So when I saw it later in life, I was like, oh, this is cool. But it would never really.
I just bought Culkin like he had enough strength through being scared and reservedness.
Yeah.
So like when he's checking out and the woman asks, like the cashier is probably 19, but to him it looks like a full woman, and she's like, where are your parents at, whatever, and he's kind of grilling her. It's basically what you saw a little bit from Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
And Graduated.
Oh, I love
There's
that
still
movie.
nervousness behind it, but he's putting forth a brave face, and as long as he knows, as long as he doesn't give up on it, he can get out of here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but you can see the tension right below the surface on him. It's like I really thought he did an excellent job, and he's had an interesting career thereafter.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah. He's done some stuff that I've still liked over the years, but he's had an interesting career.
Right.
So that was my 5.
Okay, my number 5 is Scrooged.
Punt.
Ooh, goddamn. All right, what's number 4?
Well, your list is incorrect. My number 4
you're running out of slots. Yeah.
is A Christmas Carol.
Okay,
I choose
so which one?
The George C. Scott.
Oh, yes. All right. The musical one, right?
No.
It's not a musical one?
No. I mean, it's got songs in it, but it's not a musical one.
Do they sing the songs?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think Scott doesn't. No.
Okay.
What are you thinking of, like the Muppets one?
No. I thought there was a musical. Oh, no, the
A
musical
Christmas
one.
Carol.
There is a musical one
With,
with Albert Finney. That's what I'm getting confused. There is a musical Scrooge with Albert Finney. So
No,
my
this
bad.
is the George.
Right, George C. Scott.
George C. Scott. Did you see him in a musical? You know what I mean? Doing a song and dance man, George C. Scott.
I wouldn't be surprised.
These
These guys
little twinkle toes, and he's out there a little ska, you know what I mean? Dancing through a scene.
I'm going to tap dance this song.
Exactly. That's what is going through his head. Tap, 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 tap. Just barking out the fucking order in his head.
Fox step 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Pissed at one of the dancers. You off.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I'm an Oscar-winning actor. I wasn't off.
It'd be the stiffest dancer of all time. Just clenched asshole.
It's like Frankenstein dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yours. I like yours, but this is the one. This is my mom's favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
So this is what I associate with A Christmas Carol is this
Right.
specifically.
Well, I think we can. What we both probably enjoy is the story itself, which is there is Ebenezer Scrooge is a very tight miser type guy who doesn't want to give a lot of money away, doesn't want to believe in Christmas, makes fun of everybody. Has a loyal employee who works for him, Bob Cratchit, but who he does not treat well. And so, what's incredible about the film, and I think that's what makes it so enjoyable of any version of Christmas Carol, is that you go back in time. And it's essentially an origin story of this guy's life.
Yeah.
Seen through the prism of these three ghosts that come to visit him, right? It's an origin story. The stuff with Fezziwig, the stuff when he's starting out, he's the idealism of him, but also being caught up with it. He has to make this money and he has to make his way in the world and establish himself and blah, blah, blah. So this whole pursuit of money was to be happy and secure and safe. And in the end, it almost cost him the joy of like a woman, the joy of partnership, the joy of actually having a life or a family. Or it did. Well, it almost,
in a lot of
right,
ways.
It did. Until he realized the cost later in the
having
film.
a lot of those specific things that other people strive
Yes.
for, those are gone now.
Yeah.
You'll never get that woman again.
Yeah.
Or whatever life and family you would have led with them. Like, that's what I like about it, is showing him before, like, you know, he's now bitter at the world and thinking the world is a tough place.
Right.
Instead of seeing, well, here's where you made it tough on yourself.
Yeah.
And now you're viewing it through an incorrect prism because you're looking at it like somehow the world is out to get you.
Yep.
And it's really more so the world is out for itself. It's nothing against you. You're just, unless you're provoking your will, you're willing to accept, then the world is, you know, life is going to inflict itself on you.
Yep.
Unless you're proactive. Even when you're proactive, sometimes things don't go your way.
Sure.
But so he didn't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
He didn't see the love of the woman. He didn't see the love of the people that are around him and the wealth he already had.
Yeah, he thought they were frivolous.
Yeah.
That they weren't focused and
Well, he thought
determined.
the true measure of a man was his accumulated asset, as opposed to potentially what the rest of us would hope in humanity is a positive influence on your man around you.
Right.
That, well, hopefully, because none of us will ever have, you know, none of us are immortal.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is have some sort of positive influence and potentially leave the world a better place than you found it.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great character. It's also beautiful to wrap up within Christmas because it is the time of year when we remind ourselves, like, donate a little more. We should give of ourselves more than we take, and try and be a better person. Unfortunately, that shit's gone by February, maybe not even. You know what I mean? Third week of January, the whole New Year's and everything's worn off, and you're back to the doldrums.
Yep, the grind of the world.
Yeah, and everybody's back to just being like, yeah, fuck you, I'm in traffic.
But I think we need that. I think we need that one time in our year where we get to release that and like reconnect and be happy, and then like the rest of the year, it's the struggle to get back to that place. And so, but we need it because if we didn't even have that, I think we'd be an incredibly depressed society. It would have like imploded on itself by now.
Yeah.
But you need that little bit of release of like, even if you're hanging out with your family, they irritate the shit out of you. Like you have to have a little bit of release of Christmas, whether it's the music or the experience or the decorations or anything. It's like it gives you a little bit of like respite from the world, from the original real world. And you're like, oh, this is possible.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's possible, that's what you carry into your Monday morning. And maybe your Monday morning sucks and you start all over again. But like, at least you carried that feeling with you. And so there's something really positive to say about that.
That was
what was your number?
My 4.
Okay, so my number 4 is Love Actually.
Okay.
Which was a punt from you for what, number
8.
Number 8, yeah. This film, man, Matt, it's something I've debated on with numerous people about. A lot of people claim it's not a Christmas movie.
You can't.
I mean, like adamantly claim it's not a Christmas, which I don't understand. It's absolutely a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
And it's so incredibly sweet. And yeah, some of this now with our eyes of the 2000s.
You can't do it. Don't do it.
They go back and destroy the storylines.
You can't do it.
And I don't want to do that because there's an innocence to those storylines.
No.
That people are now trying to sully with the with dirty eyes.
When you know damn well when they made that movie and put it out, they had no intention of that. Now Now you want to do that with Breakfast at Tiffany's? Guess what? John and I are on board.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't think either of us has seen it. We talked about it before. If you're going to be just that racist from the jump, I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously.
Exactly.
There was no other intention than that. Whereas Love Actually, I am sorry. I will not. I will. That's a bridge too far.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's. I don't understand that kind of argument. You know, Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, he is. He's not trying to steal his best friend's girl. He just fell in love with her.
Yeah.
And then he just wants to let her know that. That's all. And all the stuff that's going on. So like, I get it, but it's fun to make fun of it. But I think it's got an incredibly sweet heart in the middle of it, and it's about finding love and finding happiness and finding joy at this time of the year, you know? And, you know, Colin Firth's story as he goes after the Portuguese maid, the stuff going on with Bill Nighy and his manager, and then they come together and
That's
spend...
my favorite story.
Right, it's a great story.
It's my favorite
because men don't do that.
And it's
to see in a
also
film like it's so great.
they know they can't keep going to it. That's not the meat of the story.
Right.
We can only really, it's only going to have its effect if we do it in these small doses.
Yep.
And it really does. That to me, like every time they pop on, I love their storyline.
Yeah.
And especially at the end when Nighy shows up.
Yeah.
And you're like, this son of a bitch. I wish I had a friend like that. You know what I mean? And I do, but it's always like, that's a friend right there. That is a friend. I love those types of people. They're the best.
Yeah, and the kid who goes to Britain, but the Prime Minister stuff with Natalie McCutcheon, I've been, or Martine McCutcheon rather. I'm such a fan of this storyline because this is a woman who is not a typically skinny actress. In fact, she's called what her parents call her some kind of fat nickname, and the evil black or the mean kind of black woman who works in the Prime Minister's office says something negative about her. Natalie says something negative about her.
Okay.
And so, but she is seen as a love interest for Hugh Grant. And Martine McCutcheon is not a waif. And that's okay. And they make her the central love story in the movie. And I think that's brilliant, man. And that should be championed more than anything else. Normal looking woman falling in love and, with the Prime Minister of Britain. That's fucking great.
It's like, what's her name with Prince Harry?
Yeah, Meghan Markle.
Yeah. A divorced 36-year-old is marrying... From Crenshaw.
Right.
Is marrying a prince.
Yeah. It's insane.
It is insane.
Right.
It's like the more you get
story.
into... And my wife told me the other day we were going to grab some breakfast.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, because, she follows it as much as I do.
Sure.
I've heard the name now, and I know that much of her backstory. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what I heard is they got set up on a blind date. Oh, my God. Can you imagine being the person, the intermediary? Insane. Listen, I got this guy for you. And she's like, no, fuck you.
No.
I've been on enough bad blind dates in my life. Like, you have to trust me. You have to trust me. He is a ginger. Oh, son of a bitch.
He's an angry guy.
Oh, they don't have souls. I love that. I don't even know where that came from, but I saw that online once, and somehow that became a thing with gingers having souls. That's awesome. Just like, I got this guy. But no. The last guy you introduced me to, he was such a dick. You didn't know that. Exactly.
Yeah. And then also the storyline with Emma Thompson. This is some of the most.
Oh, it's heartbreaking when she gets the CD.
Yes, but there's so much. Yeah, and that's the thing. This is some of her best acting work, and it's in this like almost frivolous little comedy, romantic comedy about occurring during Christmas. And that scene where she gets the CDs, the double CD.
What is it, Joan Baez or something?
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell.
And then her sitting on her desire to flip the fuck out on him.
But can't
because of the kids, and it's Christmas, goes in the other room, and her breakdown as she's letting the emotions wash over her, and then her wrapping it up. That is a window into what women experience all the fucking time in their lives. Like, it's just that thing where they have to like accept this kind of thing, kind of put it in a certain place, let it out, and then, corral it back in so that they can function and put a pretty nice face on their pain. And it's amazing, man. Amazing. And of course the Liam Neeson storyline is so sweet and great as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to love about the movie, which is why I have it as high as I do. It makes me smile like a motherfucker. All right.
You enjoy it.
Thank you. What's your number 3?
3 is a mini punt from you, Scrooged.
Oh, okay. God, what a great movie.
I know. I watched this over the summer. That's how much I like this movie. I was falling asleep one night and it was on Amazon Prime, and I was like, I could stream Scrooge right now.
Let's
do
it.
I ended up watching the whole thing. So it's a Christmas Carol again.
It really is.
And I have those back to back, but this is the one.
Who cares?
I watched it in the summer.
Yeah.
I've never done that with George C. Scott. As much as I enjoy it, the Scrooge it's the mania, the evilness of that character, and it makes, because Ebenezer on some level is kind of hard to understand because of the time frame they put him in. You know what I mean? He just sits behind this desk and he does accounting. He's like pushing numbers across, and he somehow has hordes of cash. And
right.
I don't even like understand fully his job. on some level, I'm sure you could. It's explained fully, but at the same time, it exists in this realm of Jack the Ripper London kind of era, where you still had things like Mad Hatters, going bananas from the mercury, and making the brims and all that jazz, like those milliners and all these types of professions that don't really exist all that much anymore. We're all about, and everybody has all those random jobs and whatnot. Whereas you put them in a TV exec, and you're like fully understand. Yes, this is exactly the type of individual. He's cutting the promo in the very beginning, and then they get and it's you cannot miss.
Yeah.
And it's explosions, A-bombs, and all that stuff, and they get the data back, and like it gave somebody a heart attack, and he's like, "That is great." And the best part is you could keep selling me on how terrible this character is.
Yeah.
Like the accidentally sending his brother a VCR player. He meant to send him a towel.
Oh, man.
And then owning up to it later on.
Yeah, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
Right, the coming clean moment. But also, the reason it works is because Bill Murray is such a likable guy, man.
He is.
And you have no choice but to enjoy him in this role. And as it's going on, and Alfred Woodard is a great counterpart to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a character that they've put in because she's got her they put in as a kind of twist on the Bob Cratchit story, because the kid isn't crippled, the kid just can't speak.
Yeah.
Oh man, and her reaction when the kid speaks for the first time, it's so genuine and beautiful.
And the family watching at home.
Yes. Oh, they go nuts, right? There's so much, but he's so interesting throughout the whole movie. Very funny, and of course they bring in all these incredibly funny character actors like David Johansen and Carol Kane to do all the stuff that they're doing. And then he actually cast his brother as his brother in real life, which is fantastic.
It's like the only brother doesn't have a career.
Yeah, right. I think that one. Yeah,
the other two brothers have thriving, careers.
Yeah.
And then he's the one who's just like, he's in Scrooge. What else is he in? I can't think of anything.
I think he was in Moving Violations and Scrooge. Those were the only two things he was ever in.
Okay, I'll take your word on Moving Violations.
I actually saw that in theater. That's so.
Did you?
Yeah,
I don't even think I've seen it.
They were trying to make him happen as another Murray brother.
How could you not?
Yeah, he's smart. But yeah, all of it throughout, just what he experiences and how he goes through, and then like the romance with Nancy Allen, which is really sweet, and that's an update from Christmas Carol, because the romance in Christmas Carol is in his memories.
It's in the past, and it helps him course correct and understand what he did wrong.
Exactly,
and it still does it within this.
Right. She is in the past, but she's also in the present.
It's really believable, too.
Yes.
Like calling him Lumpy, and then they go back for that story later on, and his interactions with the homeless people.
Yep.
I love it when they think he's, Richard Burton?
Yeah.
And I can't remember what they asked him to do. Is it King Lear, or is it something, or is it... And then they're acting like it's amazing. They're clutching their coats and almost... Oh my God, he's doing it.
Oh my God, that's
so crazy. But when the one guy who was a great character actor through the 80s and early 90s, he's dead underneath. And you're like, why didn't you go inside?
You're right.
There are blankets. Grace had, or I think it was Grace.
Yeah.
Whatever. She had blankets. There's food. It's warm. It just... I believe the destruction of that character and how it's rebuilt. And when he has that speech at the end, it's so effective.
Yeah. You can't tell me that.
That's as good as a sports movie Knute Rockne rah-rah speech.
It's for Bill Murray. He only occasionally did dramatic roles before the rebirth in the Wes Anderson films. Right?
Yeah,
that monologue is amongst one of the most amazing dramatic monologues that you're ever going to see on screen. And I thoroughly believe he was no longer acting. Like I thoroughly believe he was like actually speaking from his soul, because he's a private comedian. Bill, he does not, he's not like Robin Williams all over the place. He's very subtle in what he does.
No, he's got an answering service.
Yeah,
and you have to call that and leave a message, and then he'll check in with that every once again. And if he wants to hear more, he'll contact you.
Exactly, and that's the thing. So that's the main deal. So when he has this breakdown, he has this really emotional, and it's so believable, it's so real, and the tears are coming from his eyes. I think that's actually Bill Murray, like expounding his world philosophy on life, and it is so authentic that you forget that he's acting, and you get caught. Like I cry every time when I watch that scene, because he's crying himself, and he's taking you on this journey of redemption and asking for forgiveness for the way he was, and it's so legitimate. It's as legitimate as any Christmas Carol movie when he throws up in the window and asks the kid what day it is, and he's like, and he throws the coin, go get me the biggest turkey. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's as redemptive as that moment because there's a joy in it that he is alive. It's so great.
Like, it's exceptional acting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he skirts the line. It feels so real. It feels like you're in the room experiencing this with him. It seems like an honest, genuine, cathartic moment that you're having collectively with this character. It's so impressive to watch.
Yeah.
The movie as a whole is amazing, and it's fun, and it gets really dark, and you feel for numerous characters within it.
Yeah.
But that speech at the end is absolutely impeccable.
Yep. Yep.
I can't, it's tough to put another actor in that because you still have to have the flashes of the asshole that previously has now been destroyed.
Right.
You see flashes of it, and you see him course correct in his mind, like he's actively thinking what these words are, and they're coming to him in the impassioned way in which he's relaying to the audience. Like, you feel it. You're like, he feels so in the moment.
Yeah. So that was your number 4?
That was my 3.
Oh, 3. So then my 3 is Die Hard, which is the punt from earlier.
Okay.
I just love this movie. So
yeah.
I don't know. We've talked about it numerous times, so I don't know what more I could add. It just it feels like a Christmas movie to me because it feels like it's right around that time.
I'm coming around on it.
Yeah, well, it's a debate that people have, so you're not wrong to feel like that it isn't. So.
I think, if it weren't for the internet and whatnot, and more and more people like making cases for it, like, okay, unfortunately, like you can sway my influence if you give me enough good arguments.
Yeah, true. Well, and you have the whole thing. I mean, the Christmas tape is wrapped where the gun is wrapped in Christmas tape on the back of John McClane's head. So, it's definitely
on Christmas Eve. He's showing up for a Christmas party.
Exactly.
He's there in town to save his marriage and have Christmas with his family.
But isn't that typical LA to have a Christmas Eve party on Christmas Eve? It's just so typical.
Probably not anymore.
Probably stopped doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like the last weekend for Christmas. A lot of Christmas parties.
I just did the one tonight. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so backwards and forwards, I don't know what to tell you. It's a fantastic film. It's so great. And you do get the vibe of Christmas on a lot of moments when they're like able to be away from all the shit with the terrorists for a little bit. You do sense it. And of course, it is the progression of this man's life in this one night.
In one night.
And the friendship he develops with Reginald VelJohnson, and then also the realization he has that he wants to return to his wife. Like, and so there's a lot that happens here. It's very Christmas-y because a lot of times Christmas is about forgiveness and acceptance and like reacquainting yourself with the people who you used to love or you used to be friends with and having them hang out with you and be with you and whatever, or discovering new people in your life and really establishing connection. So it's like it's what Christmas is all about. So there you go.
Sure.
That's my argument.
I'm not going to fight against you. I've got it at 10.
All right.
It was a struggle, though.
I'm sure it was.
It's a struggle. Yeah. It's one of those, well, at the same time, though, I forgot to write down A Christmas Story. So, that... I don't know. I think maybe that probably gets bumped off.
All right. What's your number 2?
My number 2. All right. Here comes another argument. Here comes another. No, you can put your hand down.
Okay.
We're not going to have commonality.
Oh, no.
We're not. Whatever your number 2 is probably not my number 2.
Damn. All right.
Because I know your number 1 is not my number 1.
Okay.
Is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
What?
Yes.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Damn, dude. I really thought once we got out of the bottom half of the 10s, it wasn't going to show up in your list.
No.
This is amazing. People hate this movie. I'm surprised you like it as much as you want.
You're thinking of The Grinch.
Oh, you bastard.
I'm thinking of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is what, because the last time we did this as a collective list, I had to fight with you about getting on the list and high on the list, and then I had to fight with those two assholes, and they're like, that shouldn't even count. And be like, well, guess what? It's our show, and he already agrees with me. So, unfortunately, you're going to lose this argument no matter what. It's when I was a kid, we get to Christmas, my number 1 first Christmas movie when I was a kid was this.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that because it's true. It was one of the first things I ever watched about Christmas myself.
Every year looked forward to it, and it was one of the first VHS tapes that I know we had that was just for the kids.
Yep.
When the kids finally got, we started to build up our own pile of movies.
Kids' lives matter.
Yeah. Well, the first movie I think I saw on our VCR was Tootsie.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was the first one my parents bought. They bought that and another adult themed, and the kids got to watch. I got to watch a lot of movies I shouldn't have when I was really little.
Yeah, join the club, man.
Yeah,
I think that's why we ended up being on this podcast.
Tootsie was my first one. But anyway, so Grinch was like I remember it was in a white case,
Okay.
Everything else was like either a sleeve or it had a black case, and this was like a two-fold, one of those. It was all plastic, and you had to actually open the thing like a book.
Right.
And the plastic it was made of was white and just had to slip on with some fucking clear plastic over that to hold the slip on over it.
Wow.
It was like you instantly spotted it in the stack. It was like, there's Grinch. Every time you walked in a room, it was the distinctive one. And I looked forward to it every year. Yeah. Let's pop on Grinch. Every time, hey, we want to watch a Christmas movie. Anybody want to watch Grinch? We should watch Grinch again. I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they turn, in essence, a pamphlet of a book into this, flesh it out with some really fun songs.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
And it's the voiceover is great from Boris Karloff.
Oh yeah. And
the songs are great.
So, you're a mean one,
Yeah.
Mr. Grinch. The beautiful playfulness of the music as it's going through that, and this somber, really baritone selling you, the yours, it's so like you're going through and he's doing all the stupid little things and he's snaking around like the tree and stealing ornaments, and his sled is so huge, but when you see his heart grow those two sizes as a little kid, I believed it and I loved it. I was like, yes, he's a good character. There's a reason that, because I liked him. I liked seeing him do all the things, and it sucked that he was robbing him, but the Who's seemed boring, so I didn't care. The Grinch was so much more fun. It's just like, hey, you shouldn't steal their Christmas, but they seem really dull. So whatever. I like you more anyway. You and your dog. I love that dog.
Yeah, it's a cute little dog.
Yeah, and he makes him a little costume to go with his. So he stitched it all out when I love the idea sparks and the devilish was the animation.
Yeah.
That dastardly little smile where his cheeks curl up and you're like, he went from menacing to terrifying.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Just the manifestation of like a gremlin.
Yeah.
Oh, if you saw that in the shadows, you'd shit yourself. I mean, I love this movie.
Yeah.
I still watch it. I haven't watched it this year. I need to watch it.
All right.
It's still one I will watch it when it gets to Christmas. I'm watching Grinch at least once.
On ABC Family somewhere.
Every year. I've got it download. I've got it digital.
Oh, smart. Of course you do.
Yeah. Dude, that's a small file. It's like 42 minutes long. It's not a long movie, or 48.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a full hour.
All right.
That's why it's pretty short. But at the same time, I don't care. So go for it.
That's your number 2?
That was my 2.
So my number 2 is Elf.
Okay. Not on my list.
What?
I like the movie, but at the same time, like...
It is all about Christmas.
Yeah. It just never grabbed me. Like, I get it.
Wow.
It just never... I've gone back to rewatch it. Like, there are aspects of it that I think are ingenious.
Yeah.
Like the Rankin Bass type of like penguin characters that come to life for those little interactions. I think that is brilliant. But Khan, I don't think is a redeemable character.
Wow.
The dad.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't like him. I don't buy his transformation. So it kind of kills the third act for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do buy it. I think he's absolutely, but you're welcome to your opinion. So there you go. But like, okay, I get where you're coming from. For me, this is such a fun film. Just fun. And sweet and hilarious and also tender. Like, I was surprisingly tender. And so this is why I come back to it all the time. It makes me laugh all the time, but it also has this very sweet heart underneath it. And you see that come out when he's like uncomfortably flirting with Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah. Them singing. It's really, it's a cute moment.
It really is. And then they're, ice skating, all that kind of stuff.
When he screams Santa.
Oh God.
That's still funny.
Yeah.
That is because he is a child.
Yeah.
In that moment, you're seeing late 30s, early 40-year-old man channeling his inner child there to a degree that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I have a shirt. I just bought a shirt at Target that has Elf, and you can press his head, and it says Santa.
Yeah,
I know him.
I know. He's almost hyperventilating. Yeah. I know him.
But it's just such a great story, and it's what the son trying to find his father. Like it's that basic with all this magical stuff going on. But it's also like coming to terms with who you really are versus what people tell you that you are. You know what I'm saying? And having all that come out the way he wants it to come out. So, absolutely, I enjoy that movie so crazily. All right, what's your number 1?
You seem like you're going to fall asleep.
No, I'm in. Sorry. What's your number 1?
My number 1. So I don't have your number 1.
Oh man,
I knew it going in. We can talk. My number 1 is a punt from years earlier, which is Christmas Vacation.
You're out of your fucking mind. All right.
I know what your number 1 is. And you're
damn
not
right
wrong.
you do.
And I have my reason. I have a sole reason why.
Okay.
But Christmas Vacation, I've already watched it twice this season.
Of course.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
It's a very funny movie.
It's number one. It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Wow.
It is. It's the most rewatchable for me as an adult now. So that then takes number one because Christmas is about comfort food, and this is now part of my comfort food diet for movies at this time of year. So I just watched it like 3 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And I watched it before that, like a week before that. It's
really?
Good. It's good. I love Christmas Vacation.
Wow.
I love Christmas Vacation.
No, I know. When we get together and do our full Christmas every year, this is the first film that our patron of that puts on. Like he puts on Christmas Story or Christmas National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, just from the back, and then he recites the funniest lines. Like he's always reciting the funniest lines. When they get the tree and they do all that kind of stuff that happens there, and everything in the car, and him messing with the 18-wheeler in his little Vanagon or his little station wagon, and all of that. And then as it goes on, he starts to see these women who are attractive, and it's just so much about that film that you enjoy with Chevy Chase. Like if it wasn't Chevy Chase, I think you'd have been even more upset.
But Randy Quaid steals the entire movie.
Oh God, Randy, shitter's full.
Clark, I'm gonna get you some real nice. After Clark is like, because the kids have let loose that we didn't get Santa last year. Santa didn't come last year. He's bullshit.
Right.
And Clark and his wife, Beverly D'Angelo, who is, it'll come to me in a second. Anyway, they've both heard from the two different kids, each independently. And like, I don't think they have much money for Christmas or whatnot. So they're the next day.
Right.
And or the next day or maybe 2 days later, they're at the store and they're walking through and he's already, Chevy Chase is like, Clark is like, we want to do something nice for the kids. We want to make sure they have a Christmas.
Oh, man.
And Randy Quaid is holding at arm's length like, I can't let you do it. He's trying to act prideful. And he shuns him twice. And then finally Chevy's just like, it's just something we wanted to do. All right, now here's a list alphabetically. And he's got all the members for his wife and himself. And then he's like, why don't you kick in a little extra so I can get you something for having bought all of us gifts? I just love it. Every time.
Yeah.
The cat got into the Jell-O mold and everyone else like,
man.
Hey, it's your cat. It's the great grandmother or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Who's talking, Grace, she died years ago. She does the Star Spangled Banner.
That's right.
She does the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. And then Randy Quaid stands up, like looks around for half a second, then stands up, puts his hand over his head.
Right. Totally.
Everybody else is kind of like, okay. They're just going with it because she's so old and senile.
Just by instinct.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody else is like, I don't understand what's going on. But Quaid is just, all right, this is what we're doing. Like, I'm an American. Oh, just over and over and over again. Just so stupid.
All right. So.
Yeah, I know what your number one is.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, my God.
I've seen a radio play. I've never seen the movie.
I'm almost tempted to give you my Blu-ray to go home to watch.
Yeah, I think you said that the last time.
It's not digital, though, so you might not watch it.
I probably won't.
That film is so good, man. I'm shocked that you won't make yourself watch it. It's so sweet. It's dark as fuck, too, man. It's not no fucking feel-good elf-type movie. It is dark as fuck. I mean, this is a guy who wants to kill himself on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. He was this kid who was bright and bushy-tailed, had all these dreams, all these wishes. And I think that's what the film is so great at doing. It's actually an allegory for America at this time. Yeah. This idea of what America was going to be, what we wanted it to be, blah, blah. And then all this other stuff happened that kind of made us had to take a harder look at how we treat, how workers get laid off, how things are happening in the economy. Like all of it was this idea of like, work going forward, and then some people get left behind. And the guy who had all these dreams because he was firstborn and he had this overdeveloped sense of responsibility, he loses out on so much of what he thought his life would have been like.
Yeah.
And when things start to fall apart because they lose money and they might lose the bank and they might lose everything, he takes it out on his kids, he flips out on his wife and does all this shit, and then he ends up on this bridge, and he's going to kill himself, and then Clarence shows up.
Yeah, his Archangel.
He's Archangel, and saves him.
Trying to get his wings.
Right. But he shows him a world, what his world would be like
if he hadn't existed.
If he hadn't existed. And it's incredibly sad journey through it all because everyone's like kind of bitter or frustrated, and the Baileys never fought Potter, so Potter was able to take over everything and put his like negative spin on it all, and it's just an incredible film about what can happen when you really come to terms with your value in the world and people's value of you in their world, and how that can be worth more than any kind of money that you might achieve. So much so that at the end, when he reads the telegram, it's like, Sam Wainwright signaled me to send you $25,000, blah, blah, blah. Stop. Merry Christmas, George. And it says, to a man who has friends is never poor.
Yeah.
So it's just a great story. Great story.
No, it's beautiful. Look, it's a reason why it's basically the undeclared number one Christmas movie.
Please.
It is.
Yeah.
And I already knew when I wrote my list that I'm not going to get my number one at number one because it doesn't deserve the number one spot in 99% of people's lists.
Sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, and now I know what the story is. I already knew the story before I saw the movie.
Right.
And at this point, like, I've basically seen it in bits and pieces over the years where it's on. I've never sat down and watched it fully. Mm-hmm. I've seen a radio play of it.
Yes, you've said. I wish I'd seen that. That might be cool.
With what was it? Charles's best friend, was it Willie from Charles in Charge?
Willie Ames?
Yeah, Willie Ames.
Oh, wow.
He played the uncle that loses the money.
Of course. He's a perfect Uncle Billy.
And you could tell the other actors didn't like him.
Oh, well, he's a super religious guy. He doesn't mind telling you.
I think, honestly, it was because his performance was so mediocre.
That's certainly possible.
This wasn't their first, this wasn't opening night.
Right.
So you could kind of tell that they were sick of it.
Yeah.
And I saw it 2 years in a row with roughly the same cast. A few people changed in and out, but a bunch of them changed roles.
Yeah.
So one guy, the guy that played the villain the first, was it Cabo what?
No, that's the Penguin.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
The villain.
Oh,
it's something
Potter.
Like that. Was that
Mr. Potter?
Mr. Potter.
Yeah. Ironically enough, yeah.
Yeah. He was a villain one year, and then he was the narrator the next year.
Oh, okay.
He was awesome. Anyway, it's just one of those you could tell him and a couple other guys were killing it.
Yeah.
And this is just a small production, locally, but at the same time, there's awesome actors in this town.
Sure, of course.
So it's all unknowns, and then Willie Ames or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, it's Willie Ames, man.
And you could just it was so interesting to see that it was palpable.
Yeah.
And they're all putting in excellent performances that just like when he comes in, you could tell with body language they're shimmying away a little bit. Right. When they give lines to anybody else, it's direct eye contact, and they're selling with him. They're just kind of getting through the scene.
Yep.
To get on to the next, and you're like, wow, and plus he only comes in spots.
Right.
He carries certain points, but not really, so it's not that big a deal, but it was funny to see. But no, it's an awesome story.
Yeah. All right, well, there's our lists, our separate lists.
There it is.
All right,
we already know what was going to be number one.
Yeah, that's right. And we should combine them out. Do you bang this time, or do I bang this time?
We just did with Ken, so who did what? I don't even remember.
I think I banged with Ken.
All right, you're typing up then.
Right?
Yeah, you're right, because I took his pen.
That's right.
And I wrote down, and I threw his pen back after.
All right, so I'll write.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay, so It's a Wonderful Life, number one.
It's a Wonderful Life at number one.
National Lampoon's... No, wait. What'd you put it? National Lampoon's... No, wait.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so then I have Elf next.
Which I don't have. And I have Grinch.
Right.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think the next thing we have in common high enough is Scrooged.
Scrooge, right. Do you want to put that at 3?
I'm fine with that, then.
Okay. All right.
Now, then, would you do a trade-off? Since you got your number one, can I get Grinch?
That's fair.
And then
fair.
you take... Okay.
It's not a negative because it's an enjoyable special.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a movie, but it's an enjoyable special. But
it's definitely a movie.
That's my...
It is a movie to a child and to this childlike adult.
Oh, boom. Oh, that's not fair. You're not playing fair when you say that.
Why is that not? That is... I'm just describing. I'm living in the moment, John. I'm present. I'm in this room.
You are. So then Elf would be next. Right? And then
we have Christmas Carol in common.
Christmas Carol. Yeah, but we have 2. Yeah, okay.
Elf is your 3, right?
Yeah.
I have Christmas Carol at 4. Where do you have that?
I have it at 8.
Okay.
I feel like Elf should go at 5 and then Christmas Carol.
Really?
Yes. numerous people love Elf, my friend.
Yes, but they've made like 9 different versions of Christmas Carol because it's pretty much excellent or better every
Because
time.
you don't have to pay for the rights.
It doesn't matter. It's an amazing story. Even if they had to pay for the rights, they'd still be doing it.
Yeah,
somehow.
but I just gave, didn't it, to let Grinch have Grinch up there?
Yeah, but we have this in common.
Well, no, but you said I want to
I
have...
don't have Elf.
Right, but I don't have Grinch.
Yeah, but then you got...
What?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Then Elf is fine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I thought it was something else that you wanted.
No.
Yeah,
Elf.
I was like, all right, well, give me, because I have that at 2 and you have Elf at 2, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
we can do Christmas Carol at 6 if you want to do that.
That's fine.
Okay.
I thought you already put yours, like one that hadn't made my list, and then you were going to put another, and I was like,
No.
Wait, what are you talking about here?
All right, then what next? What's next?
I think Love Actually we have in common.
I have Die Hard. Yeah. But which one's lower on your list? Love Actually or Die Hard?
I got Die Hard at 10. Where do you have that?
I had it at like 4, I think. 3 or 4.
Well, oh, really?
Yeah.
How many spots we got left?
7, 8, 9, and 10.
So we got 4 left.
Yeah.
Why don't we do...
We haven't even done Christmas Story.
I know, that's the hiccup. I would say it goes A Christmas Story next, then Die Hard, Love Actually, Home Alone.
Oh, I love
because then I get one more of mine, and you're getting yours.
Where?
Christmas Story, which I don't have technically.
Yeah, but you wanted it on the list.
Hey, we're talking about technicalities here.
So Christmas Story, Love Actually, and what'd you say?
I would say Die Hard, then Love Actually.
Okay.
It's your call on that because you have both higher on your list than I do.
Yeah, I don't want to put in Die Hard ahead of Love Actually. Because I will fight. I will die on that.
So yeah, Die Hard 8, Love Actually 9.
Oh, and then you want to put Home Alone.
Home Alone. That's my number 5.
We haven't put Night Before Christmas on here.
It's my number 6. I have Home Alone higher.
All right. Then that's the list.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. People are going to be mad at us. All right. People are going to write letters to the government. Who bang? You bang or I bang? You bang.
I bang because you just typed out.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 Christmas movies. Yeah.
Number 10.
Home Alone.
And number 9.
Love Actually.
Coming in at number 8.
Die Hard.
7.
A Christmas Story.
And number 6.
A Christmas Carol. Or
Starting our top 5.
Elf.
At number 4.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
Correct.
That's correct, okay.
It's How the Grinch Stole
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, sorry, yes.
And that was 4, so at number 3.
Scrooged.
At number 2.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
And finally, our number 1 Christmas movie is...
It's a Wonderful Life. Yay!
It's an awesome list.
That's a good list. If you're staying home for Christmas or whatever you're doing for Christmas, if you're going to be lying around the house or hanging out with your family, put these movies on.
Yeah.
Fall back in love with Christmas.
They're all amazing. There's so many good Christmas movies that we didn't even...
Oh, yeah.
There's still some that we didn't get to. There's other versions of Christmas Story.
Right.
Or Christmas Carol, rather.
Yes.
I like the Mickey Mouse one, the Disney one as well.
Yeah, the one with Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
No. That's the Muppets one.
Oh, that's Muppets.
Yeah, which I like that one too.
I get those all.
The Disney one, no, is with Scrooge McDuck is Ebenezer. And then Mickey is Bob Cratchit. That's a good one. I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's like basically I already have A Christmas Story twice with Scrooged and A Christmas Story.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, am I going to put a third on there?
Right.
Could.
Sure.
I very well could.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
You're crazy like that. Crazy like a fox.
Why not?
Sure.
But that's a good list.
A good list, yeah.
Some things to bring up. So, like we said before, if you want to get your questions in for the Q&A Patreon show coming up, at the $5 up and level, you can just log on. There's a post that you'll be able to see and just hit us up at that email account. We're thinking about going forward next month on Patreon. The Boss Hogs will be included with Thunderdome.
Yep.
Yeah, just, you know what? Why not?
Well, it's a shit time of year when not much is coming out. So in January. So why not give the whole month of topics to our Boss Hog people? It's not a bad
also,
idea.
they're promoting the show
Yeah.
a tremendous amount, so why not reward them more? I don't know why we didn't initially. I think we were just trying to be fair and split it all up, but at the same time, just like, it's fine. Things are fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're thinking about doing that come January. And I found out, so Alexakos and Kristen.
Yeah.
Via them, some shenanigans happened in the group, and some people said some nasty things to
In our
some other
Facebook
people.
group?
Yeah, on our Facebook group.
Okay.
Just basically, one guy put his list up, and someone else eventually, because he didn't like the placement of something on his list, told him to go fuck his mother.
Wow.
A little harsh.
It's inappropriate,
A little
man.
harsh. Also, the gentleman, I believe his name is Eric, also said, was like, you know what, and I was having a bad day, and I probably didn't react as well as I could have. Like, good on you for taking ownership.
Okay.
Well, no, I think he's trying to diffuse.
Yeah, sure.
When I read into it, I don't think he more than likely did all that much.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to not view it as he's just a victim and the whole world, like being an adult about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I read from him. Maybe he's not. Maybe he did provoke. I don't think so, though.
Okay.
What I was reading into it is he was trying to be an adult.
Right.
And be like, maybe I did something as well. You know, it's always a two-way street.
Yep.
Even if
Agreed.
it's a 90-10, it's still a two-way street somewhere.
Yep.
And maybe the other guy didn't mean it, and he was trying to make a joke. Maybe I don't know how you police jokes, but at the same time, if you don't know somebody that well, don't tell them to go fuck their mother.
Right. I mean, pretty much. Why would you
Just-
go that far up
Yeah.
the chain? Like, you know.
Especially something as ridiculous as someone's opinion.
Yeah. Maybe go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe go fuck off.
Or set it up better as a joke.
Yeah.
So
that's a good
where we
point.
understand that, you know, you say that and then make fun of yourself right after that. And then now I'm going to tell myself to shut up or kind of whatever, something.
Absolutely.
Although that seems kind of weak when you told somebody one thing, you're like, no, I'm going to tell myself to shut up. I don't think they're really the scales of Lady Justice. I don't know if we're equaled out on that one, but
I'm making so much progress.
yeah, it's one of those of I didn't even know this whole thing blew up.
Yeah.
And I heard about it well after the fact, and I felt bad. And it's just like, we're all going to have disagreements of opinions, so keep it civil.
Yeah.
Like, I want to foster discussion, so there's got to be some back and forth, and sometimes it is going to get a little heated. So just check your emotions.
Yeah.
When it gets to a point where the pot is going to boil over, take it off the heat.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because this is opinions and it's part of the discussion. And, you know, because John and I are friends and we can see each other, when I tell him, hey, you're an idiot because you don't have that, he can look me in the eye and be like, well, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Things move forward, but you have that understanding.
Of course. Of course.
So just try and be more adult.
Yeah.
That's it.
Couldn't stress that more.
Please.
Well said, Matt. Well said.
Please.
Like, I mean, we're just talking movies.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, no one's curing cancer here. We're just talking movies. And it's a fun thing to do.
And
Don't ruin it with your fucking bullshit.
yeah, and for those that are upset, we had to do Thunderdome voting a day early, so it closed out before the usual Tuesday. We didn't give you much a heads up, but at the same time, we've been so busy. We poorly planned for the upcoming holiday.
Yeah.
We did as well as we could, and you're like, shit, we have this coming up. We're gonna have to, you know, alter this one thing this one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so enjoy that. That comes out, and my wife said if you want, you're at the shop. If you want to drop that you're never known, if you're, we've been talking for a while.
I like this.
If you're a fan of the show and checking on Twitter or something, tag me, let me know, and she'll toss you 10% off.
10.
Yeah.
What about me? Do I get 15?
I don't know. We can
12
work
and a half.
something out.
12 and a half.
Maybe an appearance fee.
And a pair, yeah.
We'll pay you to show up in the full outlaw costume. And we'll sign autographs. We'll have balloons. We'll have a table
people,
set up.
Just greeting people as they walk in. Welcome to Two Saucy Broads.
Yeah, you're an old
Get the works.
Exactly.
The outlaw
Old Vegas
says.
greeter.
Yeah, right.
We got like a retired boxer.
Like Ernie Shavers and shit.
Look it up. This is what he does, though.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, so
Two Saucy
whatever.
Broads.
Figure it out. Just say that you're a fan of the top 10.
Yep.
You get 10% off.
That's awesome.
And let me know. You've got to let me know on Twitter, Instagram, something. Tag us, tag the show.
There you go.
But yeah, she said she would be happy because she saw a bunch of stuff that people were posting and going down all the time. And she was like, well, you know what? If they're going to come down or drive from somewhere or something, I'm happy to, cut them a 10% discount.
There you go.
Make it at least worth their while.
Sure.
It's like, sure, why not?
Makes sense.
Enjoy the pizza.
It's good pizza. I've had it a couple times with you. It's fucking great pizza. You can put that on the box.
Yeah,
The top 10 show. Fucking great pizza.
Well, we got you there for the appearance. Trust me, we're getting special boxes with your picture on it, like handing the pie to somebody, and there's a twinkle in your teeth as they smile, like the light hit it in just such a perfect way. It's going to look gorgeous on cardboard.
All the pizzas, all the slices.
All the pizzas, all the slices. That's good stuff. There's a T-shirt. Whenever we do a cross, like a hybrid.
Yes.
Because I'm already seeing the top 10. The 10's obviously a pizza.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's perfect.
The 10's obviously
the zero, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if what the one is. Maybe it's the
A
pizza cutter.
breadstick. Maybe a breadstick.
A breadstick?
Oh, the pizza cutter.
But she doesn't really do breadsticks.
No, the pizza cutter's great. I like that idea. That's fucking brilliant.
Although she doesn't use those. Well, she does, but they have those big, longer ones.
Oh yeah.
It's like, actually, I'm sorry. I think she has the roller one.
The roller, right?
She probably has both, but I've seen her use the roller one. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff.
Is that all you got to say?
Well, it's just like I had those all written down, bullet pointed. Like,
Good.
So I don't forget.
Be respectful, people. We just have a fun conversation. That's all we're about. And if you're gonna come in with your fucking nerd rage and your shit off point, so Matt's being a lot nicer than I'm going to be here. Like, cut that shit out. We don't want it on the page. We are not the Movie Trivia Schmodown page. We're not the Schmoville page where people get like real into each other's shit. That ain't what we're about. This is a fun show. We talk about movies. We enjoy talking about movies. We love all of you guys who've come on and become fans and patrons and just supported the show, even when we were on hiatus for 7 or 8 months. Like, we love that. But if you start turning on each other, then you're killing the spirit of the show. And that's not what this is about.
Well, look,
Matt and I could have turned on each other so many times about these choices in movies. We don't, but we just have fun enjoying each other's tastes.
Ape does not kill ape.
Right.
So if you're with us, we do not kill our own.
Top 10 together.
You know
Strong.
what I mean?
Yes.
We're a mafia family. We're all
That's
this
right.
one family.
That's right.
We do not kill each other. We kill others.
Exactly.
And that's fun. And that's what we're coming to do to you, fucking team. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Oh, team action. Oh, team little babies. Yeah.
Team. I don't even.
Team
know.
multiple choice. Yeah,
Team.
yeah.
I'm amazed anybody gives a shit. That's what team it is.
Hey, look, mommy, I put on a suit and a pair of sunglasses.
Hey,
Am I
Mom,
cool now?
I put on an ill-fitting suit that occasionally looks like it has shoulder pads. Doesn't make sense.
Hey, we're the men in black. Do you get it? We're the men in black. Do you get it? We're cool. Well, we're coming for you, man. I can't wait. Revenge is so sweet. But I do want to say thanks for everybody for listening to us on the SK Plus podcast channel. It's got so many great shows on here. Don't Be a Beardo, The Wanger Show, The Meaning of, Outlaw Nation, critically acclaimed. Is there anything I'm leaving off?
I don't know. I was just like, I was banging my head with you. Yep. You got another one. And then, as soon as you asked that, I was like, I don't know where you're at on the count.
The Schmodown, right. The After Schmo Show, the Schmodown Rundown. So many great shows on there.
And
so
if you guys haven't yet, I would check out Schmoes Know.
The show? Oh, by the way, Christian came up to me today and he's like, did you tell people to tweet at me about them liking the show? I go, yeah, because you told me to.
Exactly.
He's like, did I really? I go, yes, you fucking did.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, because I'm getting all these tweets. So do me a favor.
Let's do it again.
Keep doing it.
Actually, you know what? Because some people quoted me from saying, listen here, asshole. So I don't even want you to quote me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want you to heckle him and then hashtag top 10 in it. So make sure you put us in it, but I want you to heckle him on our behalf.
Right. Absolutely.
On our behalf. And a fan asked us on Twitter if we've had all these guests, are we ever going to have Harloff? And I said, you know what? I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I will think about it. That's the best he's going to get. Pretty much anybody else, yes, we will fit you on the topic.
Of course.
Harloff, I'm going to think about that.
Yeah.
So heckle him.
He might rig the show.
Add us in it, but also just hashtag top 10.
Yeah.
And I want to see what he gets hit with, please. It will make my entire week. I don't know what. Maybe I'll give each of you a shout out on the following show.
There you go.
I have no idea. But I want to see that. I hopefully it's like 50, 100, 200, something. Just let's just. It's like a broadside attack when you didn't know the other boat was an enemy, and out of nowhere those gun doors come up and just boom, 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 everybody. And you took out the masts, you took out everything. You're like, we wounded them. Now we swing on the other side, another kill shot, grappling hook over, and we kick their ass. Oh, I love it.
This is supposed to be an exhibition. All right, so there you go. Do all those kinds of things, and of course, come in and support us on Patreon, www.patreon.com/the top 10. Anything you can donate, subscribe. It's great. There's a lot of great tiers. A lot of
With
things
the
you can
number
get.
10, by the way.
With the number 10, yes, exactly. So, all right, thanks everyone so much for listening to the show, and we will see you all next week. Oh, and happy holidays, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy your holidays. Love your family. Love your friends.
Yeah, not just Christmas.
Not just Christmas, right? Exactly.
Every holiday. I think, is Hanukkah over by now by the time they hear this?
I don't know. I'm not a Jewish person.
I think did it start? Yeah, it's still going.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Either that or it ended today or the day before.
Enjoy your dreidels.
Yeah, your menorah.
Enjoy your menorah.
Enjoy
great
everything.
stuff.
Your
8 days of gifts. You can't sneeze at that.
And every other There's Kwanzaa and
Right. All of the
Ramadan
celebrations.
this time of year?
Maybe. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just say happy holidays.
I'd like to, exactly. Happy holidays. Unless I know you celebrate Christmas and then I say Merry Christmas.
Right. But
Or
either
if I-
way,
yeah.
enjoy some. And I don't want to I don't want to get too serious, but like, if it gets tough for you, if it gets real bad, if you get depressed, so many of you have said how much our shows have pulled you out of dark places or bad places or sad places. Go back and listen to some of our episodes if you need to. That'll pick you up. Laugh with us. Know that we support you. We don't want to lose you during this time. So just go back and listen to those things and let them pick you up and let them make you laugh. And maybe there's a movie you'll listen to us talk about and you go, oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. And you'll watch it and it'll take care of that time when you're down or whatever. It'll pull you out of it. So use us as much as possible. We would love to be used by you so that you don't go into the deeper, darker places and do anything to hurt yourself or anyone else.
No.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Talk
go.
to somebody.
Yeah. It's very
Reach
important.
out. Call a friend.
Yeah.
Do something. Yeah. I know.
Even tweet at us if you want.
The holidays are tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's been a long time since it's been that way for me.
Yeah. Fair. That's great.
Yeah.
Very lucky man.
Yeah. I'm thankful for that. But yeah, like John said, everything John said, there's always somebody out there. It's not the sun will rise tomorrow.
Yeah. The sun will come out.
It will tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I fucking bet your bottom dollar. Guess what? The sun will stop coming up tomorrow, and dollars will have ceased to exist probably a billion years before.
Right.
So you'll be fine. You
sun-
can bet that bottom dollar until human existence is no more.
The sun won't be coming out for Team Action though. They're done.
No,
Right?
no, dude, grave is dug.
Yeah. When is it? Yeah. I can't wait. Anyway, all right. That's enough. That's it. Thanks so much for listening to us. Like we said, enjoy your holidays. Have a great time. And thanks for being fans of us. And thanks for supporting us through this entire year since we've come back. We've really appreciated it. So enjoy yourselves. And we will talk to you all next week on a new episode of the Top 10 Show.